that's doable. Back here with something a little different. I have before me a list of 999 games from the book 1001 Video Games You Must Play Before You Die, of the same ilk as 1001 Films You Must See Before You Die and 1001 Books You Must Read Before You Die, or whatever those books are actually called. They're reference books that contain a very large number of books, films, and games, and they're supposed to be like the ultimate bucket list if you are into this medium. So I thought it would be fun to just go through all of them and see how many of these 999 I've played. This is the compilation here on listchallenges.com, made by Dig Dug, the game themselves, I'm assuming. And they're mostly ordered in chronological order, except for apparently free running, which I've never heard of anyway, so it doesn't really matter, which was removed and re-added, therefore it doesn't get to go in its original place, which is a shame. But the website doesn't allow them to fix that. But who even cares? And apparently the average score, an average person who's taken this test, has done 161 of them. So time to see where I stand, and I'll try and have a running tally somewhere on the screen of all the ones. Oh, actually, you know what? I just realized that I won't even have to do that in editing because they have a running tally for me. I have played the Oregon Trail. And if I scroll down, at the top there, it says 1 of 999. That's great. I don't even have to edit it myself. The video edits itself with this website. Pong I've played. Breakout, I don't think I've actually played Breakout itself. I've played Toho 1. Does that count? Boot Hill, never heard of it. Combat, nope. Space Invaders, obviously. Adventure, I've probably played it, but I don't remember for sure, so I won't say no there. Asteroids, yes. Galaxian, I don't think so. Lunar Lander, Battlezone Defender. To be fair, my Atari, repertoire, or whatever you want to call it, is pretty limited, so I wouldn't be surprised if there were a bunch from this era that I had not played. Missile Command, I believe I played. That's the one where you're shooting missiles, right? Rogue, nope. Tempest, no. Mud. Oh, it's a text-to-speech game, isn't it? Or not text-to-speech. Sorry, a text-adventure game. Like Zork, which I have played. Sorry, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Pac-Man I played. Phoenix doesn't sound familiar. Warlords, Centipede. I'm pretty sure I've played Centipede, but I'll leave it because I'm not 100% sure. Galaga, Donkey Kong, yes. Kicks? No. Scramble, no. We're getting into slightly more classic arcade and NES stuff that I would have played. Scramble, Stargate, Venture, no. Miss Pac-Man, I'm pretty sure I've played. Frogger, yes. Gorf. Ultima 1. I know I've been at least to the title screen of one of the first 3 Ultimas, but I think it was Ultima 3. Gravatar, Joust, The Hobbit. Oh, like some kind of, not quite text adventure, but text adventure and limited graphics adventure game. Didn't know there was such a thing for The Hobbit. That's cool. I actually want to play that now. Choplifter, Robotron 2084, Dig Dug, I played. Miner 2049er, never heard of it. Moon Patrol, no. We're on to page 2 already. Marvelous. Mr. Do, never heard of it. Qbert, I've only heard bare things about it. I don't know actually much about it. Xevious. Oh, I think I have, because, or is that Gradius I'm thinking of? Which one is included with Star Fox Assault? Yeah. It's in Star Fox Assault that you get to play Xevious. So I have played it through Star Fox Assault, yeah. Sokoban, never heard of it. Tron! Probably I've actually never played Tron, which is surprising, but I obviously know of it. Time Pilot, Utopia, I, Robot, Ark, Star Wars, Chucky Egg, Dragon's Lair. Dragon's Lair, I've played certainly a port of it. I don't know if it matched up to the original arcade, but I'm gonna say yes, because I've played, I think, a lot of the ports. Like, there was a port on Wii, and I think a port on a lot of things, and I'm sure, but I don't know how closely it matched up to the original arcade, which is, I assume, what they're mentioning here. But actually, if I hit the information, does it tell me when? Not really, okay. Gearus, Gyrus, Mad Planets, Mule, Planetfall, Spy Hunter, Crystal Gates. Jetpack I played in part of Donkey Kong 64. You have to play it to 100% it. Juno First, Load Runner. I thought it said Blade Runner. Manic Miner, Tapper. Oh wow, we're actually sticking pretty classic for a large part of this list, which is quite interesting. Track and Field looks like an arcade box, so I guess I haven't played it, but I'm almost positive there was an NES version. But I don't think I played it either, so I don't know why I'm bringing it up. Ball Blazer, Bank Panic Hero, Boulder Dash, Bomb Jack, Elite Kung Fu, Deus Ex Machina. A lot of these I've barely even heard of. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy text adventure. I played that. Did not get very far, but I want to at some point. I love text adventure games. We're gonna play some of those on the channel at some point. Hypersports, Marble Madness, Karate Champ, Night Lore, Demolition Derby. Sounds very familiar, but I can't say I have. Lords of Midnight, Jet Set Willy. I don't know, like the sound of that. Pac-Land, no. Paperboy, yes. We gotta have. If I haven't played Paperboy, I don't know what's wrong with me, because I had the opportunity many times. Spy for Spy, what, like the cartoon? I thought that would have come out after the time period I thought we were in here. Bounty Bob Strikes Back, Deja Vu. I've just been in this place before. Summer Games 2, mine for Voyaging Commando. Yay, our Kung Fu, I suppose. Gauntlet, Ghosts and Goblins, I've played. Ghosts and Goblins is the one where you play as the knight, right? And it's like revered as being really, really difficult. Yeah. Arthur or whatever his face is. Holy crap, there were way more games than I thought. I thought it was just the NES one and then Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. Oh, well, I say the NES one, but it's on every platform known to man. But yes, I've played it. Once again, not getting very far. Green Beret, Gradius I've also played. Mercenary, Little Computer People, Take On World Cup, Super Mario Bros. I've even got to play through that one on the channel. Bard's Tale. Oh, I've played the Bard's Tale, I'm pretty sure. I think I have a running emulated file on my phone, actually, as we speak. Fairlight Paradroid, School Days, Tetris. I've played... I don't know if I've played... Well, it was on many ports. I'm sure I've played one of them anyway. Trinity, Alex Kidd in Miracle World, Leaderboard, Alter Ego, Arkanoid. Right. It's like Breakout, right? Once again, I don't think Toho 1 counts for that. Darius, Gauntlet 2, Salamander, Bubble Bobble, I'm pretty sure I've played. Kid Icarus, I've played just a little bit of, but, well, we're gonna be playing Uprising not too soon, far off in the channel. And absolutely, I will be going back and playing the NES one after that, I imagine. Ah, Dragon Quest 1, this finally. We're getting into ones that I know I've played, like, all the way through and such. I didn't just, like, dip into the title screen and, like, go, like, yeah, I've played this game. Super Sprint 720 Degrees, the Sentinel Thrust. I think I maybe missed reading some of those other ones. Space Harrier, Mario Bros. Lost Levels, I've played that as well on the channel. And Zelda 1, I haven't played on the channel, but I have played pretty far away through it. Rural games, Super Hang On, we're getting into a little more 80s, late 80s now. Maybe even 90s? No, Zelda's 87, right? Yeah, I think so. So this is around where we are now. God, we're 130 games in and we're only at 1987. Zowie. This is a quite comprehensive list. Thing is, since I don't know a lot of the games, I can't really comment about how extensive this list is, I suppose. But as far as I can tell, they're doing some mainstream, some pretty eclectic. So I appreciate that so far. World games, Super Hang On, Blasteroids, Netherrack. Sorry, I said Netherrack. Nethack, APB Dungeon Master. I had a bit of time where I was like, I want to play like every RPG on the NES. So I can imagine having played that, but I don't remember it specifically, so I won't take it off. California Games, IK+, not sure what that is. Double Dragon is pretty famous, obviously. I've not played it myself, though, so I can't tick that off, I'm afraid. Heads Over Heels, Nebulous Oids. Double Dragon, certainly a bucket list item as well. Galaga 88. I'm not sure. Maniac Mansion, R-Type, Gemini Wing, 1943, Operation Wolf. That actually I think I have played. I think my grandma had that one on the, I mean, whether or not she was tearing up the battlefield, and I don't know, but it was in her house anyway. Rainbow Island's the story of Bubble Bobble 2. There's just a picture of like an arcade circuit board here, so I have to imagine that was like a really eclectic arcade machine or something. Shinobi, Cybots, Sid Meier's Pirates, Whizball, Carrier Command, Forgotten World, Ghouls and Ghosts is a sequel to Ghosts and Goblins, if I'm not mistaken, from that Wikipedia page we just looked at. Impossible Mission 2, Laser Squad, Power Drift, Mario Bros. 2, Worldwide, aka Doki Doki, Panic, Splatterhouse, maybe? But I can't remember. Narc I've played. I think they had that one on Wii Virtual Console, I want to say, which is why I remember it. Zack McCracken and the Alien Mindbenders. 90s titles were wild, man, or I guess we're still in the 80s. The New Zealand story, Exile, Fantasy World, Dizzy, North and South Sim City. I'm not sure I've actually played the original Sim City. I've barely played any Sims anything. Midwinter, Minesweeper! I was playing Minesweeper the other day. Final Fight. I didn't realize that part of the challenge here would be remembering if I'd played the game, but I don't think I've played Final Fight. I've definitely seen lots of footage. The Revenge of Shinobi, Herzog Zwei, Pang, Populous, Prince of Persia, the original one. I must have played it at least for a little bit. Strider, Stunt Car Racer, Wonder Boy 3, The Dragon's Trap. That's an amazing title. The Secret of Monkey Island. Yet another series that's on my list that I've not touched, but I know at least a little bit about. Speedball 2, Act Razor, Clax, G-Lock Air Battle. We're still in like, I can't, it stuns me how far the arcade genre like sort of sticks into this. Up until like the late 90s, games were just arcade games. There were a lot of them. Pilot Wings I've played a very, very small amount of. Outzone, Powermonger, Eye of the Beholder, Bomberman, PC Engine. I don't want to assume I've played that because they're being specific here. I've played one or two Bombermans though in my time. Mostly the weird ones, like I played Bomberman Jetters and like the 64 platformer one, which is Hero, I think. I think I played Hero all the way through and Jetters all the way through. Anyway, Dr. Tomorrow, yes. There's an easy one. I can tell you I played that. Columns, Strongman of Football, Mario Bros. 3, yes. Rampart, Raiden or Raiden. I guess Raiden makes more sense, but who even knows? Railroad Tycoon, I don't think so. Smash TV, Snake, Rattle, and Roll. This is, to be clear, this is still a lot before my time. So, these weren't games I grew up with as they released, but I often went back and played a lot of these old classics. So you're seeing, it's mostly like the obvious ones, like Mario and Tetris and stuff. Monkey Island 2, no, unfortunately. Super Mario World, yes. Another World, Super Castlevania 4, that's on our list of games to play. We'll be playing that one soon enough, because I've only played the first Castlevania as it stands, really. Civilization, Cruise for a Corpse. I'm surprised that wasn't on here. Hunter, I guess they don't want to be too obvious about it. Hunter, Tecmo Super Bowl, Megalomania, Lemmings, Star Trek 25th Anniversary, NHL Hockey, Sonic 1. Have I played the original Sonic the Hedgehog? I'm actually not sure I have. I've played 2 and 3 for sure. Add it to the list. Legend of Mystical Ninja. I've played some of the other games in that series, but not that one. Link to the Past, I loved it. I passed it through it in like 3 days when I played it the first time. It was an awesome experience. Final Fantasy V, yes, I played the first 7. Final Fantasy V was actually quite good. I liked it a lot. The class system was really fun, where you get to like, you master it. It's kind of like Fire Emblem Three Houses, where you master the class, and then you get to take those skills into other classes. It was dope. Alone in the Dark. Sounds familiar, but I don't believe I played it. Pinball Dreams, Contra 3, The Alien Wars. I'm pretty confident. Oh, that's not Super Contra, is it? Although it is on a Super Nintendo. I don't know. I've played Super Contra, and that's the only one I'm like confident I've played. No, that's not right. I played the first Contra, and that's the one. Well, actually, it would appear that I'm not confident about any of it, so I can't tick off any Contra ones. Desert Strike, Cybernator, Super Mario Kart, I'm pretty confident I played. XLA, Flashback, Indiana Jones, and The Fate of Atlantis. Maybe? Mortal Kombat, they've used the Mortal Kombat 9 box art here, but I suppose they mean the original arcade game, which, I have probably played like the Genesis port or something, so I think I'm gonna count that. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, yes, I played you. The Lost Vikings, Virtual Racing. Are the Virtual things, that's all like Sega series, right? Like Virtual Fighter and that? I imagine it's the same sort of series and all. The Incredible Machine, Ultima 7, like I said, I'm not really confident. I think I've played a bit of Ultima 3, but that's apparently a fair bit before here. Dune 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Yeah, must have played. NBA Jam, Myst. No, shockingly, I've not played Myst either, though I've heard many important things about it. Cannon Fodder, Day of the Tentacle, Doom, naturally I've played. Hard to stay away for too long. Echo the Dolphin, I feel like I played a little bit, but I'm going to say no. Daytona USA, looks like a big old arcade machine, so I wouldn't have. Return to Zork. No, I played the first one, but not Return to Zork. I did take off the first one, right? I think so. Ridge Racer, SimCity 2000. That I may have played, but again, not 1,000,000%. Syndicate, Sam Max Hit the Road. Oh yeah, I always forget that Sam Max is this old. I always think of it as such an early 2000s thing. Slash, I don't really know what time period we're in. Oh, SimCity 2000. I guess we are in early 2000s. But who knows if that's the first Sam Max? I don't. I could look it up, but I'm not going to. UFO, Enemy Unknown, Frontier, Elite 2, Block. Secret of Mana, The Settlers. Have I played Secret of Mana? No. Seventh Guest, Link's Awakening. That's a gap in my Zelda I'm playing. I'm sorry. Haven't played that one. Zombies Ate My Neighbors, Virtua Fighter, Ultima Underworld 2, Shadowrun, Breath of Fire 2. Tekken! Haven't played the first Tekken. Earthbound I've played a few times. Doom 2, I don't believe I've played. Earthworm Jim number 1 I've played. Final Fantasy 6, I like how it's just a picture of... Is that Sabin? That's it's Edgar's brother, and his name is Sabin, right? I think that's him. The martial artist. Like how it's just a picture of him instead of like, you know, the box art or anything. Or a picture of Cyan, the best character. Or Celis, the second best character. Or Terra, the third best character. Don't at me. Micro Machines 2, Tempest 2000, Little Big Adventure. Interesting. Have any relation to Little Big Planet? I'm not sure. I've not played that either, though. Gravity Power, Monster Max, Point Blank, Puzzle Bobble, Sensible World of Soccer. That's the most pared back title I think I have heard yet. Samurai Showdown 2, with missing the W. Oh, I guess there's like a pun in there. Uniracers, Subterranea, Super Punch-Out, haven't played either. Super Metroid I have played, is around the same time I played A Link to the Past, actually. I blew through them both really quickly, because they were very good games. Beneath the Steel Sky, Killer Instinct, Theme Park. Theme Park? There's just a game called Theme Park? I haven't actually played Killer Instinct either. King of Fighters, not played that either. Star Wars TIE Fighter, surprisingly, I haven't played that either. There are so many of these like classic games that I absolutely am aware of their influence, but I just haven't taken the time to play them. One day. Worms, no. I believe I've played Worms Armageddon. Command & Conquer, nay. Alien Soldier Full Throttle, Bioforge. Oh, this one I have heard of, and it's supposed to be pretty impressive for the time and all that. Mech Warrior 2, Tactics Ogre, Let Us Cling Together, Descent, Wing Commander 4, Wipeout, Virtual Cop 2, The Dig. Some Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, yes. I know I've played the Game Boy port, which I believe is more or less a direct port of the SNES version. The DS version is where it gets really different. Have I actually played the original SNES version? I must have done as well. I don't think I got as far as the Game Boy version because it's a very mobile feeling game, like the kind of game you play on a long ride, commute. Chrono Trigger, Afraid Not, it's on my list as well. The Logical Journey of the Zoombins, Return Fire, Warcraft 2, the only Warcraft thing I've played is World of Warcraft, I'm pretty sure, and even then I did not play much. The Beast Within, a Gabriel Knight Mystery, Sega Raleigh Championship, Broken Sword, The Shadow of the Templars. A lot of these names are dope as hell. Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Duke Nukem 3D, I'm pretty confident I've played. Command & Conquer Red Alert, that's the one with Space! Right? Civ 2, Mario Kart 64, I've played quite a bit. The Neverhood. This looks horrifying. What am I looking at here? It looks like that weird duck doll that is in the first Toy Story. Guardian Heroes International Track and Field. I love that you can see, like, we're starting to drip into, like, the new, the odd one having 3D graphics. Actually, is this one 3D? No, I think that's sprite work. But you see the odd one with some 3D visuals here and there, but it's not all of them just yet. Yeah, well, I guess it is still all of them, but it's not as obviously not as ubiquitous as it is today. Nights into Dreams. I've not played any of the Nights games. GTI Club Rallye Côte d'Azur, which I mispronounced horribly, but Azure Coast. Harvest Moon, the original I've played, I'm pretty sure, but I didn't play anywhere near as much as the ones on GameCube. Marathon Infinity, Quake I've played. Resident Evil I played on this very channel. Pilot Wing 64 I played on a very little bit, but not beat. Parappa the Rapper. It's on the list. Time Crisis, Saturn Bomberman. Like I said, I couldn't remember which Bomberman I played. Tomb Raider. It's on the list. Metal Slug. Never heard. Well, might have heard of, but doesn't mean much to me, the name. Mario RPG I've played as far as like the 3rd dungeon. We'll play it on the channel. It's on the list. Donkey Kong Country 3. I've played the first 3 Donkey Kong Countries. Not all the way through, but like I got like to like the last boss on each of them, but I don't think I've ever beaten any of them. Syndicate Wars, House of the Dead 2, Star Control 3, Mario 64, Wave Race 64 I've not played, but I know of, Wipeout 2097, Vector Man, Age of Empires, Blade Runner. Oh, there's Blade Runner. We saw Lode Runner before. Castlevania Symphony of Night is on our list. Bushido Blade, Final Furlong, Blastcore! I love Blastcore. Played that game for hours. I wasn't amazing at it, but I love the heck out of it. Beatmania, Dodonpachi I've never heard of, but has an awful lot of a bullet hell look to it. And though I've said many times that's not my genre, Toho might be indicting me? What's the word I'm looking for? Like entrenching me in the series anyway. That's not what I was looking for, but the genre, not the series. That was a failure of a paragraph of speech altogether. Karushi Final, Einhander, Dungeon Keeper, Final Fantasy Tactics, or Tactics, as it is listed here. Not played Final Fantasy Tactics, but I've heard very good things. Fallout, not played any of them actually. There were a lot of games that were sort of like mid-2010s and stuff that were like these really popular long-running shooter series and stuff that I didn't play just because it wasn't really my genre at the time. I'm sort of warming up to it, but for that reason I've not played any of the Fallouts. Final Fantasy 7 I have played. It's the most recent Final Fantasy I think I have played of the main like series. Diablo, no. GoldenEye, yes, many times, unfortunately. I shouldn't say that. I always end up angry when I'm playing it. Gran Turismo, I feel like I must have played it, but no. Star Wars X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, Curse of Monkey Island, you know the Monkey Island one. MDK, Myth, Fallen Lord, Star Wars, a lot of Star Wars ones. Star Fox 64 I've played many times. XCOM: The Apocalypse. Snake. Yes. Whether I played it on a Nokia phone, I don't know, but must have played it at some point. Tekken 3, maybe, but I can't be confident. The Last Express, nay. Grand Theft Auto 1, no. Ultima Online, nay. Quake 2, yes, I've played the first 2 Quakes. Not all the way through, but the multiplayer at least. Total Annihilation, Shining Force, it just says which ones you've played, so I imagine you don't have to have beaten it. Shining Force 3, R-Type Delta, Banjo-Kazooie, I played the first 2, Burning Rangers, Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri, 1080 Snowboarding. I don't know why, I guess it's just because it's the first N64 game alphabetically, but I feel like I hear a lot more about this game than I'm expecting to always. DDR, never played it. I got 2 left feet, neither of them work. Carmageddon 2, Cyber Troopers Virtual on Oratorio Tangram is the longest and most confusing title I think we've read so far. Sorry, let me just read that one more time to be sure that I have this correct. Cyber Troopers Virtual on Oratorio Tangram. What? Body Harvest. Xenogears. Oh, yeah. Another one I've heard big things about. Yet another Squaresoft RPG. Panzer Dragoon Saga. F-Zero X I've played the heck out of. Grand Prix Legends, you're also seeing a lot of Nintendo bias, especially. Especially when I was growing up, basically only had Nintendo stuff and was only interested in it. Grand Prix Legends, Radiant Silvergun, Grim Fandango, I've played a very little bit. Half-Life, it's on the list. Devil Dice, Oddworld Abe's Exodus. Metal Gear Solid, I don't know why we have a picture of MGS5, but I've played Metal Gear Solid 1 recently, actually. It was in the past 2 years ago. I played it through my first time, and I was like, I'm going for the extreme difficulty, which was a horrible, horrible mistake. It was very, very difficult, and I went into every boss fight as a one-hit kill. And each boss fight took me like 3 weeks. Street Fighter Alpha 03, I'm pretty sure the only Street Fighters I've played were like a bit of... It was either 4 or 5, and then a bit of 2 Turbo. Resident Evil 2 is on our list. Sonic Adventure 1 I haven't played. Adventure 2 I have played. Wet Trick, Star Wars Rogue Squadron, Space Station, Silicon Valley. It's weird, we're almost at we're like a third of the way through the list. But we're still very much in Sonic Adventure. No, this is like early 2000s, I suppose. Metal Gear Solid. I thought Metal Gear Solid was like late 90s. Anyway, Space Station, Silicon Valley. R4 Ridge Racer Type 4, StarCraft, I have not played any of them. Thief the Dark Project, actually the Thief games are on my list too. Ocarina of Time I've played. I've only beaten the Master Quest version, but it's all about after you played it, and I've played both versions. Driver, Sega, and I imagine Master Quest would count for that anyway. I would count it. Sega Bass Fishing. Sega Bass Fishing? What was the target audience for that? Aliens versus Predator. Interesting. Legally distinct from the film Alien versus Predator. Age of Empires 2, Bang-I-O, Ape Escape, Silhouette Mirage, Choo Choo Rocket, Street Fighter 3, Third Strike. A lot of Street Fighter on this list. Garo, Mark of the Wolves. I have never played it or heard of it, but it looks like dope ass from the cover art. It says SNK on it, so I suppose it's a fighter. It has the cover art look of a fighter, and the cast look of a fighter. GTA 2. The only GTAs I've played are 4 and 5, actually. And even then, not tons. I beat 5, but never went as far as 100%ing it. Chrono Cross, once again, another Chrono RPG that I have yet to play. Ferrari F355 Challenge. Silent Hill, put it on the list. Free Space 2 and Final Fantasy 8 is where my Final Fantasy stops. I only went as far as 7 so far, but I intend to rectify that sometime. Jet Force Gemini, I must have played. I can picture it so vividly, even though I can only picture, like, the first area. You're in, like, woods, and you got like a rifle that shoots lasers, and it's sort of a third-person shootery thing. And I think you can jump. I have like an image of it in my head anyway. Front Mission 3, EverQuest, Homeworld, Mr. Driller, SNK vs. Capcom Card Fighters Clash. Mario Golf I've played only the Toadstool Tour, I think, so not the Game Boy one or the 64 one. Outcast. Planescape Torment. That's the most fantasy name I think I've ever heard. Quake 3 Arena, Rocket Robot on Wheels, I've played a very little bit. Sambo de Amigo, Shenmue I've not played either, but also on the list. And Seaman, I guess it has to be on the list, unfortunately. The Longest Journey, Space Channel 5. What about the first 4? They're not worth playing, I guess. What the hell is going on this cover screen? Or cover art. System Shock 2, Facilai. I don't know what it is, but the cover art looks pretty cool. The art style's dope. Threads of Fate looks like another RPG. Again, cover art looking pretty cool. ISS Pro Evolution Vib Ribbon. Vib Ribbon. I want to play Vib Ribbon. You play as a linework bunny? What? Team Fortress Classic, The Typing of the Dead, Perfect Dark. Oh, I played Perfect Dark. Baldur's Gate 2, Banjo-Tooie, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I've played one of the Marvel vs. Capcoms, but I don't remember which one it was. Deus Ex. Oh, right. I'm thinking if there's a newer one that I was like, isn't that like the 2013 kind of game? Diablo 2. I played a bit of Diablo 3, but not much. I was not terribly drawn in by the genre. I don't think it's really just my thing. Elastomania, Excitebike 64. I haven't played, but it's Excitebike. I know it's a big thing. Grandia 3, or 2 rather, has the look of an RPG as well. Paper Mario 1 I've played. Crimson Skies, Giants, Citizen Kabuto, Jet Set Radio. Oh, right, that's one, it's like you're like going around skateboarding and spray painting and stuff. I know of it. Capcom vs. SNK, Millennium Fight 2000. Fighting game crossovers were mad, man. Metropolis Street Racer, Resident Evil Code Veronica, Final Fantasy 9, Power Stone 2, Phantasy Star Online. I feel like I have played Phantasy Star Online, but for a very, very short amount of time. And they showed Dreamcast here, but I think I played the GameCube version. Did I? Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, I'm pretty sure I played. I know, I'm like confident I played the first 2 and then Underground, and then DS1. Or is the DS1 Underground? No. The GameCube one's Underground. Which one is... Anyway. Silent Scope 2, Skies of Arcadia. Another RPG I've heard of and yet to play. Sin and Punishment, Majora's Mask I played. The Sims... I played a very, very small amount of The Sims 2 is the only thing I can really confidently say about The Sims. Vagrant Story. Cover art for that looks dope as well. It's almost a little Soul Calibur. Super Monkey Ball. I played Super Monkey Ball 2. As I understand it, it's sort of the more popular one. Thief 2, The Metal Age, Sacrifice, Animal Crossing we played a bit on the channel. That's the GameCube version, population growing. I guess it's the same as the 64 version in most respects. Final Fantasy X, Baldur's Gate, just all the Final Fantasies past from 5 onward. Have they missed one from 5 onward? I don't think so. And you've even thrown Tactics in there. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. I remember seeing on the Wikipedia page some people criticizing this for including so much Final Fantasy. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, Commandos 2, Men of Courage, Gran Turismo 3, A-Spec, Black and White, Tribes 2, Ild 2, it still blows my mind just how many of these, like, sort of nondescript, like, plane shooty games and stuff like that. Like, that games that feel so arcadey were still coming out around this time, but I suppose it is the way of it. We're almost halfway through the list. Devil May Cry, yet another blind spot of mine, unfortunately. Frequency, Stretch Panic, Mario Kart Super Circuit I've played, Guitar-Roo Man, GTA 3, no, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, Max Payne, Halo Combat Evolved, not played, Halo, Halo and Max Payne both, and Wolfenstein really, and GTA. This entire row is just a big blind spot of mine, unfortunately. Silent Hill 2, no. Shenmue 2, no. Serious Sam. It's an awful lot like Duke Nukem. Is that a thing? Luigi's Mansion, though, I have played. Jak and Daxter, the precursor Legacy. I played a very small amount of one of the Jak and Daxters, but I don't remember which one it was, so I won't say. Maximo, Ghost of Glory, Nicaragua. And here's Metal Gear Solid 2, but they've got a screenshot of Metal Gear Solid 4 on it. I don't know what's with their Metal Gear Solid screenshot habits, but there you go. I've played all the Metal Gear Solids, I think. I played Metal Gear 1 and 2 a little bit. I got pretty far into, I think. I've beaten Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3, 4. I got very, very close on Peace Walker and 5. I didn't play Metal Gear Survive for obvious reasons, and I didn't play much of Metal Gear on the NES, but I did try it. Operation Flashpoint, I've heard of that. Do I know what it's about? No. Pikmin, obviously I played. This is me we're talking about. Advance Wars, no, but that's incest, right? And it's a strategy game like Fire Emblem, so I'd probably like it. Golden Sun, no. Though it's again on my list. RuneScape, yes. Smash Melee. Now we're getting into, like, this is around the time I was of my birth, so we're gonna probably see a few more that I've actually played around now. RuneScape and Melee, yes. Oracle of Seasons and Ages, once again, no. Another one of my Zelda blind spots, but it just means we can do it on the channel. It'll be a new and fresh experience. SSX Tricky. I have no idea if I'm saying that right. Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2 Rogue Leader. A lot of Star Wars and Trek on this list. Actually, there's only one Star Trek so far, hasn't there? Uplink, Age of Mythology, Battlefield 1942, Burnout 2, Point of Impact, Crazy Taxi 3. Dark Chronicle I've never played, but the art style looks pretty dope. Metroid Fusion, another blind spot on my Metroid playing, but right after Metroid Prime, which I have played. Got it back in the end. Dungeon Siege, Medieval Total War, Steel Battalion, Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem, another one that I've been meaning to play. That I have, it's a GameCube classic. How have I not played it? I'm the GameCube boy. Jet Set Radio Future, Soul Calibur 2 I played, Kingdom Hearts I played on this very channel. Woo! My score has increased from all the games we played on this channel. This is awesome. Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, Mafia 1, Disaster Report, GTA Vice City, Medal of Honor. Maybe I played a bit of Vice City? No, I don't think so. Medal of Honor, Allied Assault, No One Lives Forever 2, A Spy in Harm's Way is a very long title. Splinter Cell, no. Neverwinter Nights. Neverwinter is a Dungeons and Dragons Wizards of the Coast thing, right? I think so. Panzer Dragoon, Orta, Star Wars Jedi Knight 2. That's a lot of Star Wars. Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast. Suikoden 3, not played any of the Suikodens. Shinobi, I thought was already on the list at the very beginning. Perhaps that was my imagination. Resident Evil 0, Sky Raccoon. Oh, that's Sly. I was like, it looks an awful lot like Sly Cooper. Is it called Sly Raccoon? I thought it was just called Sly Cooper. I guess that's, maybe it was called this in EU or something. Hitman 2, damn it, we've only played the first one so far. Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. I don't remember if it was Ruby, Sapphire, or Emerald that I played, but that counts, right? If it was Emerald. I played a very small amount of this. It was like my first Pokemon game, really. I'm pretty sure it was Sapphire. One of my brothers had a file on, and so I couldn't actually play it. I could only hit new game and then not save over it. So I could only get as far as I could on one set of batteries, which was usually not much more than the first gym. Because I was more interested in pretending to pet the Pokemon by running my fingers across the screen than actually fighting. Ratchet & Clank 1, I don't think I played, but Ratchet & Clank and the other one, Jak and Daxter, are both on my list. Grow, never heard of it. Wind Waker, obviously I played in Sunshine. Come on now, this is me. These are my jam. Warcraft 3, I did play a very small amount of one of the Warcrafts that wasn't World of Warcraft, but I just don't remember enough about it. Like, the only one I actually, properly played. Like, I mean, I had my hand on the controller for 10 seconds, which doesn't really count. And I think it was 3, but I'm gonna not tick it because that's not enough in my opinion to barely have a memory of maybe having had my hands on the controller while the game was on. Time Splitters 2, I've heard a bit about Time Splitters. Mark of Kree, EVE Online I thought was a much more contemporary game. Maybe it's a different game I'm thinking of. Beyond Good and Evil, I feel like I played the beginning of, but I can't remember strongly. Disgaea or Disgaea, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I've heard it's a pretty long-running RPG series as well. Fatal Frame, also a game I've meaning to try out. And Call of Duty, once another. Just literally listing off all the major game series I've missed. This challenge list thing. Castlevania Aria of Sorrow on the list. Amplitude, not sure I've heard of it. Is it just, I guess there's a big speaker here, so it's just a rhythm game of some kind? And speaking of, Donkey Konga, another one I haven't played because I didn't have them. Bongos. Bookworm. Looks really familiar, but I can't say I've played it. Wario World, I played a very small amount of. We rented it at some point, I believe. I did not realize that the cover for Wario World was where the Wario laughing picture comes from. Freedom Fighters, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, I actually have right here. I'm not gonna pull it up. No, sure I am. I have a bunch of the other games that were on this list as well, but right here in box form. But this one I was playing, I've still got the price tag on it. Now everyone knows I paid 20 bucks for this. I was actually playing this one like last year. Made it pretty far into it too. I actually don't really know how far, but I made it pretty far. So I can take that one off. Freedom Fighters, no. Flipnik, is that Arnold Schwarzenegger? From the makers of Hitman 2. They don't want to be known for Hitman 1. Astro Boy, Omega Factor, Midtown Madness, WarioWare Inc. I played the GameCube one briefly. I don't believe I played this one, but it's weird. Like, a lot of the art seems very much the same style as the GameCube one, which makes sense because this is an advanced one, so I guess it's around the same time. How many of these characters can I name? There's Wario, obviously. There's, I think that's Cat. And then, Orbulon is this dude's name? I don't remember the dog's name. I don't remember this guy with the visor's name either. And here's Anna. And then the little thing is 9-Volt. And then the disco guy, I don't remember his name. And then Mona. Apparently, I don't remember anyone's name. Beautiful Joe! A classic I'm readily apprised. Hidden and Dangerous 2. Wow. Courage Under Fire. Jak 2, another of the Jaks I've played. Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town. The name sounds so familiar, but I don't believe I've actually played that one. The only one I really played to any length was the GameCube ones. But I did play a bit of this NES one, I'm pretty sure. Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, sorry. I think the only Mario & Luigi I've played is Partners in Time, which was really good, so I want to play the other ones. Geometry Wars, Pro Evolution Soccer 3, Mojib Ribbon, Zookeeper, Metal Arms, Glitch in the System, NBA Street Volume 2, Kill Switch, Ninja 5-0. Wow, actually, I was expecting since we were hitting this point, that there would be a lot more that I had played, but nope. We're still in a lot of territory of a lot of games I missed. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. Actually, at the same time I bought Crystal Chronicles, I bought that, and it's right there underneath Warrior Within, or above Warrior Within, but I won't pull it out again because that was annoying. PlanetSide, Railroad Tycoon 3, Rise of Nations, Zone of the Enders, The Second Runner, Samorost. I feel like someone just like a week ago was telling me to play Samorost. Yeah, it's right here at the end of my list of games to play, right there with 7 Max and the Monkey Island games. But no, I'm not playing it. SimCity 4, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, I did actually play a bit of. That's the MMORPG, right? I did not get far, but I played as the class. I was a Jedi, and I played the class, I think it's called Consular. It's the one with the dual-sided lightsaber, because obviously I wanted that. But I never ended up getting as far as getting a lightsaber, I don't think. You start out with just like a little, like, training cattle prod thing. But all I remember is that there was a move where you could pull up a chunk of the ground and throw it at your opponent, and I was like, I want to play the entire game only using this move. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Tales of Symphonia, we played rather recently on this channel. Well, in the past few years. And then Manhunt, Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne. Wow, that's a moody cover. Wolfenstein Enemy Territory, F-Zero GX, hell yeah. R-Type Final, Gregory Horror Show, what the hell am I looking at? Zuma. Cool pair. This is so cool because we're entering the age of like mobile games and stuff. So this is absolutely like, this is where it becomes like contemporary, if you see what I mean, which is so weird. Like this is the turning point. Full Paradise, Half-Life 2. No, I've not played either of them yet. Bejeweled 2, might have played at some point. Cave Story, another gap on my radar, but I'll play it someday. City of Heroes, I did play when I had my little MMORPG phase. Counter-Strike Source, doubt I played. Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. Oh, there were multiple rhythm games for the GameCube? I imagine that's a rhythm game based on the title. Sorry, I slurred that. Based on the title. Dragon Quest VIII, The Journey of the Cursed King. Doom 3, I don't believe I played. Halo 2, no. EverQuest 2, Gradius 5, no. San Andreas, no. Far Cry, no, I don't think so. Katamari Damacy, I love. I could play that game a million times. Mashed, Mario Power Tennis, I have played. Mario vs. Donkey Kong, I have not. Lumines, Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. It's not Snake Eater, it's Snake Eater. And this one, they have the image of Metal Gear Solid 3D, the 3DS port. It's kind of hilarious that they so far have been messing up all the, or making it weird, all the little images, except for the Twin Snakes. They finally got the actual cover art match, and incidentally, that's the one I haven't played. It's just a remake of MGS1 anyway, except with the dodge roll, so it's easier, so it doesn't count. Metroid Zero Mission, I did not have a Game Boy Advance, and I had one all my life, but I did not have many games for it. I don't really know why, actually. So I didn't play that one, but Prime 2 Echoes was my first, I guess my first Metroid game really was the DS one, Prime Hunters. But I think I beat Prime 2 first. And then I went back and beat Prime 1 much more recently. Anywho. Still haven't played Prime 3 though. I can't wait. That's in your door, hell yeah! But Ninja Gaiden on this, on the GameCube or PS2, with this era, I have not played. The Sims 2, I have played a little bit. I know that. I played, I was in the tutorial at the exact precise moment that the game disc broke and never worked again. So that was the amount of that game I played. Daigasso, Band Brothers, Second Sight, Psyops, The Mindgate Conspiracy. Oh, I've heard that one's a bit of like a sleeper hit. Like it's actually really good, but sort of didn't sell well and stuff. Sly Cooper 2, again, the Sly Cooper game series, one I've yet to really immerse myself in. I believe I have one of the games, if not all, has a trophy on the PS3 version for just having the game powered up, and I did get that trophy. But it was one of those, so you can use a PS4 controller with a PS3, except a lot of games aren't compatible with it because they require the pressure sensitivity that the PS3 controller has that the PS4 controller does not have. So you can open the game, and then the controller just stops working at that point on. So there's one that I have the trophy for opening the game, and then I only had, like, my PS3 controller wasn't working, so I only had a PS4 controller, and then it wouldn't work for that game, so I was like, okay, I guess that's all this game we're playing. So I've technically played one of them, but not really. Ridge Racer, Red Dead Revolver, I've not played, but I've played the 2 Red Deads. Rome Total War, Pikmin 2 is my favorite game on this planet so far, so yes, I played that. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords. Oh, I don't actually know which one I played. I think the one I just played was just called Knights of the Old Republic. Puyo Pop Fever, I didn't read that title, did I? The Chronicles of Riddick, Escape from Butcher Bay. Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, Minish Cap, another Zelda I've not played. Four Swords Adventures, there we go. Thank you for not picking just 4 swords, by the way. Taurus Trooper, Unreal Tournament 2004, WarioWare Twisted, Warhammer 40,000, Dawn of War. Spider-Man 2, I played the PS2 version, but I think I have the GameCube version. And I did play a very little bit of that. World of Warcraft, I did play a very small amount of Transformers. Nay, don't know anything about Transformers. 42 all-time classics. Dr. Kawashima's Brain Training. How old is your brain? I played... Is that maybe like the European name for it? Because I played a game very similar called... It was just called Brain Age, I think. Let me Google if that's the same game. It was this one. Brain Age, Train Your Brain and Investigate Day. That's the one known as How Old Is Your Brain in PAL Regions. Right, okay. I can't believe I guessed that. But yes, I have played that. Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow. Wow, it looks a little more... of a pretty anime style than what I would have expected from Castlevania at this juncture. But no, I've not played that one. I kind of dig it. I don't know who this character is, but they look cool. Battalion Wars, Battlefield 2. I haven't played any of the Battlefields or Call of Duties or God of Wars as it happens. What's the catchphrase of this episode? It's on the list. God of War, Freedom Force versus the Third Reich, Civilization 4, Chibi Robo, Drill Dozer, Darwinia, Dead or Alive 4, Animal Crossing Wild World I played, Yoshi Touch and Go I've not played, Advance Wars Dual Strike, another Advance Wars game here. Golden Tee Live, what the hell am I looking at here? I guess it's an arcade game. Fear! This looks like a good one, I would like to play that. Fahrenheit, Fable, I feel like I played a very small amount of Fable 2, but I can't remember really. Facade, no. Guild Wars 1, no. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, hell yeah. Gary's Mod, you know it. Devil May Cry 3, Dante's Awakening, nay. Meteos, Liberty City Stories, well, I guess that's a DLC for 4? Regardless, I don't think I played it. GT Legends. Guitar Hero 1. I played Guitar Hero 3. Gunstar Superheroes. Fire Pro Wrestling Returns. Killer 7. Lego Star Wars. Lego Star Wars. I played Lego Star Wars 3 and Lego Star Wars Complete Saga. I don't know which one this is referring to, so let's just say no. Partners in Time. Hell yeah. Mario Kart DS. Yes. Jade Empire. No. I'm glad they include Partners in Time. I hear a lot of people don't like that one, but I thought it was really good. Rogue Galaxy, Need for Speed, Most Wanted, Project Gotham Racing, Nintendo Dogs I played, Tower Blocks, Trauma Center, Under the Knife. Oh man, Trauma Center sounds like a fun time. And it's such a big meme, obviously. So absolutely, it's on the list. Rebel Star Tactical Command. Oh, looks also like a sort of tactical RPG thing. That's kind of fun. The only technical RPG I've really played is Fire Emblem, but I can see myself getting into some other ones in that genre. Phoenix Wright 1, I didn't play the DS version, I played the HD re-release, but I think that counts. It is in large part the same game. They corrected some typos and changed some of like the pop culture references and stuff, I think, between the original versions and, well, this isn't even the original version. The original was Game Boy. Anyway, We Love Katamari, Silent Hunter 3, Shadow of the Colossus I played many, many times. Psychonauts I played once, but it was really good. The Movies, never heard of it. The Warriors. The Time Splitters. Time Splitters Future Perfect. I didn't really know anything about Time Splitters, but there are multiple games that showed up on this list, as well as Oddworld, actually. Tom Clancy Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, Oddworld, Stranger's Wrath, SWAT 4, Ninja Gaiden Black, Resident Evil 4. No, but that's, that's the one. That's the Final Fantasy 7 of Resident Evil. X3 Reunion, Armadillo Run, Lion Rider, Mother 3. I played and I will never be the same man. I don't think I've ever cried for as long as I did during the final fight of that game. Like, while playing a game. I think there were games that made me cry harder. Like, the first time I finished Shadow of the Colossus, I was far too young to be emotionally prepared for the culmination of that ending, and I cried very deeply. But Mother 3, I think I was awash with tears from like the 10% mark of the final fight until the credits stopped, basically. I was just never the same. Uno, I don't think I've actually played a virtual version, and this is a video games list, so there's that. Feels like a bit of a cop-out, but I guess it's pop culture relevant. Gears of War, no. Black, never played a game just called Black. Prey, I've heard of, though. Wow, actually, Prey, isn't that like, we're getting like damn near 2010s, if not there already. Except that doesn't make sense, because Mother 3 is like 2006, but I thought Prey was like way after that. We are next. Arma. Maybe I'm thinking of a different game with a similar title. Arma, Company of Heroes. Bully, I've heard of, but not played. Yakuza 2, not played any of the Yakuzas, but also on the list. Dead Rising, also on the list. This game looks so silly and fun. Defcon eats hunger. It's emotional. It's like the most Katamari Damacy brand of weird kind of title I've ever heard. And speaking of Katamari Damacy brand of weird, Elements. I'm so glad it's on this list. Massively overlooked title. I love that game so much. Like it could easily make a top 10 list for me. Elite Beat Agents, Tomb Raider Legend. I want it to be free of the Wii because a lot of its problems are because it's on a Wii. And I think you could get by without the motion controls for that game. You could find a way around it. Elite Beat Agents, Tomb Raider Legend, Exit 2. Exit 2? Well, that looks interesting. Just from the title, the cover art. Earth Defense Force 2017. Fight Night Round 3. EA Sports. What's an MMA game or something? Rockstar presents table tennis. Galactic Civilization 2. Dreadlords. Dystaya, however it's pronounced. 2. Cursed Memories. Wow, we're only at the second one? I thought it was a much longer running series than that. Art style Orient. Whoa. That looks really cool. Or Orient art style. Final Fantasy 12. Okami. Oh yeah, I gotta play Okami. I hear it's a much like a sort of action adventure Zelda style romp, which sounds totally up my alley. God Hand. I believe I have heard of. Flow. Looks so cool. But no, I've not played it. GTR 2. Guitar Hero 2. No. Hitman Blood Money, Jeanne d'Arc, Persona 3, which Personas have I played? Not that one, but someday. Just Cause, Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops, I didn't play that one. So I guess there is a Metal Gear Solid I haven't played. I thought that one was called Metal Gear Portable Ops. So I was being cheeky and going, I've played all the Metal Gear Solids. But I guess there's also Metal Gear Babelfish and Acid. Those are both labeled Metal Gear Solid maybe, so I haven't played them. Anyway, Gunpei, Mercury Meltdown, Naked War, Slitherlink. Wow, a lot of these I haven't heard of. This looks like, so I guess some of these are like browser games and stuff. I mean, we already saw Minesweeper and RuneScape. I almost got that backwards and called it Minescape and RuneSweeper. But this in particular looks very browser gamey. And we're in the last 6 pages, wow. And it still feels like we're like not really at the 2010s yet, so. I guess the book was only released in like 2013 or 2015 or something like that, so that would explain part of that. Gottlieb Pinball Classics, Lumines Live, Rise of Nations, Rise of Legends, wow, what a title. Medieval 2 Total War, Test Drive Unlimited, Outrun 2006, Coast to Coast, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Double Agent, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, Twilight Princess, my second favorite Zelda, Viva Pinata, Trauma Center Second Opinion, that's the one that's multiplayer, right? Slaves to Armok 2 Dwarf Fortress. Oh wow, I guess it'd have to be some kind of browser-based thing as well, because of the visuals. Diamond and Pearl was the first Pokemon game I really played all the way through, and it was Diamond that I had. Tony Hawk's Project 8, Virtua Fighter 5, Virtua Tennis 3, a lot of Virtua. Wii Sports I've obviously played, having had a Wii. Rayman Raving Rabbids I played the heck out of. Dreamfall The Longest Journey, Microsoft Flight Simulator X, nay. Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins, Ace Combat 6, Fires Liberation, Crush, Bioshock, no. Let's earn the list. Call of Duty 4, Anno 1701, Dawn of Discovery, Final Fantasy Tactics A2, Crackdown, Everybody's Golf World Tour, Contra 4, Flat Out Ultimate Carnage, Crisis. Oh yeah, Crisis used to be the big thing. If your machine could run Crisis, it was a powerful one. Or was that for Crisis 3? I can't remember. Fly Wrench. Oh, interesting looking. Every Extend Extra Extreme. They're just trying to make fun of me now. Final Fantasy IV, the DS version I've not played, but I've heard some of the music from it, and it is dope. I played the SNES version, though. Desktop Tower Defense, Everyday Shooter, Motorstorm, Forza 2, Halo 3. Wowie. Into a lot of very big titles now. God of War 2, Grim Grimoire, Colin McRae, Dirt. Heavenly Sword, that's the one I seem to remember having played a little bit of, a small bit of PlayStation All-Stars, and a character like this being in it, so I suppose that's a big PS3 game. I mean, just say PS3 there. Hexic 2, Hotel Dusk Room 215. That's this big mystery series, right? I think they were all on the DS, I want to say. Maybe there are fewer than I thought. Mass Effect, Odin Sphere, Metroid Prime 3, Corruption. Can't wait, but haven't played it yet. Mercury Meltdown Revolution. It's gotta be Meltdown, right? Meltdown Revolution. No More Heroes I've also heard of. Pain, not heard of. Plycross DS. Professor Layton, The Curious Village. Professor Layton, another awesome mystery series that has totally passed me by. Pac-Man Championship Edition, Peggle, Planet Puzzle League, Puzzle Quest, Ratchet & Clank Size Matters, Ratchet & Clank Future Tools of Destruction. A lot of these weird things. This was happening with Metroid as well earlier, where it'd be like they'd have a mobile release and a big main console release at the same time. Interesting. Portal I've played. I made the mistake of playing it all in one go, and now I can never relive that. Quadradius Retro Game Challenge, Space Giraffe, Rock Band 1 and 2 I believe I've played. SingStar, The Darkness, Stalker. I'm surprised Guitar Hero 3 hasn't shown up actually. Maybe that wasn't out yet. The Witcher. Not yet. Stranglehold, Team Fortress 2, I don't believe I've actually ever played. Mario Galaxy I did play. I don't think I've ever actually properly beaten it, but once again, on the channel. Stay tuned. Super Stardust HD, Supreme Commander, Siphon Filter, Logan Shadow, The World Ends With You. I've heard of The World Ends With You. I thought it was an anime thing, so I'm not sure what's with the picture I'm seeing here. But maybe I was wrong. Maybe only one of them's an anime thing. Phantom Hourglass I played. It's alright. I didn't mind it, I think, as much as some other people. It and Spirit Tracks. Spirit Tracks was better, but I like them both. Tom Clancy, no. Uncharted, I've played damn near all of them, so I have played Drake's Fortune. Wii Fit. I haven't played Wii Fit, actually. I wonder if this is like a cosplay or something, considering what the weird pictures they chose for Metal Gear earlier. Weapon Pulse, Unreal Tournament 3, Warhawk, Zack, and Wiki. Still a lot of them at this time, though, that I haven't even heard of, so. Just goes to show you what a huge medium this medium is, dude. World in Conflict, Patapon, Carcassonne, Banjo-Kazooie, Nuts and Bolts. I have not played, but probably have to someday. Audio Surf, Auditorium, Bejeweled Twist, maybe? Africa, Critter Crunch, Galcon, Battlefield Bad Company, Bionic Commando Rearmed, wowie. Mario Kart Wii I played. Braid, I haven't played, no. I almost said yes because I was thinking of Journey, which we played on the channel, but no. I had this, I don't know why I had in my mind that it was sort of a similar kind of very artistically, visually appealing kind of game. Burnout Paradise, Buzz Quiz TV, Castle Crashers, I've heard of. Civilization Revolution, Cursor 10. It's so weird because we're getting into games now that I feel like I've heard of in the past, like, 10 years. Cursor Asterisk 10, Fable 2, N+, DeBlob I played, and much like Elevitz, although I wouldn't say I liked it quite as much as Elevitz, sort of a sleeper hit that is, as far as I know, only on the Wii. Maybe it was also on the PS3. Echo Chrome, Fantastic Contraption, but yeah, DeBlob 1's really good. Dead Space 1 I've not played. Add it to the list. Fallout 3, Bang I, O Spirits, Devil May Cry 4, Far Cry 2, Gears of War 2, Defense Grid, The Awakening, Fatal Frame 4. I want to play Fatal Frame so bad. It looks so cool. God of War Chains of Olympus. Left 4 Dead, I played the first two rather recently, actually. I played most of Left 4 Dead 1. Like, I think I did every campaign at some point. And part of the way through Left 4 Dead 2. Spelunky is a big game that I totally missed out on. Age of Empires Mythologies, Grand Theft Auto 4, I played a very small amount of. Geometry Wars, Retro Revolve 2. Let's Tap, Tetris Party, Loco Roco 2, Lost Winds, Ninja Gaiden 2, Metal Gear Solid 4. Oh my god, they actually included the box art this time. Well done. Midnight Club Los Angeles. I'm just teasing, by the way. I'm not actually trying to be mean by saying those. Oh my god, is this one of those Persona dance games? Midnight Club Los Angeles, Motorstorm Pacific Rift, Race Driver Grid, Stalker Clear Sky, Resistance 2, Persona 4. Oh no, it's just Persona 4. Pure, Rez, Pixel Junk Monsters, Top Spin 3. Wow. Rock Band 2, there was the Rock Band I played the most. Saints Row 2. Which Saints Row? I think I've only played Saints Row 4. Sins of a Solar Empire, Siren Blood Curse, Little Big Planet. I may have played a very small amount, but I don't really remember. Space Invaders Extreme, Blaze Blue, Calamity Trigger. I have not played, but I've always wanted to play the Blaze Blues, considering I like Guilty Gear. The ones I played. Soul Calibur 4. I did not play anywhere near as much as Soul Calibur 3, which is a game that's gotta be like one of the 5 games I spent the most hours in my life. I spent so much time playing Soul Calibur 3 when I was little. I wasn't any good at it, but it was a lot of fun. Wipeout HD, Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. Haven't played any of the Monster Hunters either. Spore I played a lot of. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix. I don't think I played that. Street Fighter 4, I believe I played. Right, because 5 is the most recent one, right? Or no, 6 only just came out, but like 5 was the most recent one for a long time before that. But 4 I played, I'm pretty sure. Brawl I played the absolute hell out of. That might be the game I have the most hours in of all video games ever. Can't wait to 100% that on the channel at some point. That'll be very, very fun. Valkyria Chronicles, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas 2, Tomb Raider Underworld, Reset Generation, Trism, Edgy, Drop 7. Wow. I do appreciate the eclectic collection here. But I'm going to have less than the average, which sort of surprises me. Trackmania, United Forever, Trackmania DS, Field Runners, Mega Man 9. Haven't played any of the Mega Mans either. Art Style Intersect, Borderlands 1 I played a little bit of. Bonsai Barber, Captain Forever, Boom Blocks Bash Party, Cannibalt, Assassin's Creed 2. I think I played a bit of Assassin's Creed 1. Batman Arkham Asylum. It's on the list. Bit Trip Core, Gravity Crash, Battlefield 1943, Demigod, Ion, Tower of Eternity, Bayonetta. I played the Bayonetta's, the first two, through like 3 years ago, and I was hooked from start to finish. They were really fun. I mean, there are some obviously obnoxious qualities, but mostly it feels tongue-in-cheek enough that it didn't feel really like patronizing or annoying. Forza Motorsport 3, Colin McCree, Dirt 2, Dead Space Extraction. Oh wow, a Wii Dead Space game? What's that like? Demon Souls. Where is my copy of Demon Souls? Oh, it's right here, in front of my face. Still shrink wrapped and all. One of these days. No, I'm not playing the PS5 version. What do you think, I made of money? DJ Hero, Death Tank, Elise. Dragon Quest V. I've only played the first 3 Dragon Quests. Literally, we were only up at Dragon Quest V by DS? That surprises me. Dissidia Final Fantasy. Is that the fighting game one? No. Maybe? I can't remember. House of the Dead Overkill. Dragon Age Origins. I've heard some good stuff about the Dragon Age series. Empire Total War. Crayon Physics Deluxe. Flight Control. That's by the icon here. I'm supposing we're getting into mobile game territory. Nobi Boy. Flower. This looks pretty. Fear 2. Football Manager 2010. Geo Defense Swarm. Fuel. One of the last 2 pages, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, EA Sports Grand Slam Tennis, FIFA 2010, so this must have been like around 2010, 2011. Oh, well, I guess they released the sports games a year before, so we're in 2009 right now. Ish. GTA 4 Lost in the Damned, GTA Battle Gay Tony, GTA Chinatown Wars, Guitar Hero Metallica, Halo 3 ODST, was that like an ultimate version I guess? Might and Magic Clash of Heroes, Machinarium, Halo Wars, Il 2 Sturmovik, Birds of Prey, we saw the first one earlier. Infamous I've heard of, Left 4 Dead 2 I played. Wow, so Left 4 Dead 2 was new when this list was made about. That's wild. Killzone 2, Madden 10, Henry Hatsworth and the Puzzling Adventure. This sounds like the most DS title I've ever heard. And by the look of it, yeah, this is the DS little thing here on the side here. Lost Winds, Winter of the Milliards, Little King Story, NHL 10, MLB. There's a lot of race games and sports games all of a sudden. MLB 09 The Show, Race Pro, Need for Speed Shift, One Dot Enemies, Martin Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, Operation Flashpoint 2, Dragon Rising, The Chronicles of Riddick, Assault on Dark Athena, Shatter, UFC 2009 Undisputed. Is that Brad Pitt? WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, Swords and Soldiers, Plants vs. Zombies I did play actually a fair bit of, which surprised me. It didn't really seem like the kind of thing that would be my thing until it was. Prototype, the Wii version of Punch-Out. The Path. Looks absolutely weird and terrifying. iPet, Rhythm Heaven, Rolando 2, Resident Evil 5, Sin and Punishment, Star Successor, and final page, here we go, Sims 3, Spider, The Secret of Price Manor, Skate 2, Uncharted 2 I played. Uncharted 2 was new when this came out, wow. Beatles Rock Band I played a very small amount of, Starship Patrol, Scribblenauts I played the absolute heck out of, and its sequel, but not any of the ones past that. Trine, oh, that's the one where it's like a platformer, but one of you is like a warrior, one of you is a wizard and stuff. The Dishwasher Dead Samurai, what? Shadow Complex, Red Faction Gorilla, You, Me, and the Cubes, Torchlight, Spirit Tracks, hell yeah. Zenbound, Reflect Missile, Space Invaders Infinity Gene, Muramasa, The Demon Blade, Xenoclash, Professor Layton and the Diabolical Box, Mighty Flip Champs, Tiger Woods, PGA Tour 10, NBA 2K10, COGS, Wii Sports Resort, I played the balls out of Wii, I'm playing his blob on the Wii, hell yeah! Now we're getting into my territory, Pixel Junk Shooter, no. No, I haven't played that. Warhammer 40k, no, I haven't played any of the Warhammers. Time Gentlemen, Please. What an interesting title. Max and the Magic Maker. VVVVVVV, or however it's pronounced, I have heard of, but not played. Mass Effect 2, Bioshock 2, Army of 2, The 40th Day, Heavy Rain, Chime, Neptune's Pride, Alien, Zombie Death, and finally, Free Running, which was, like they said earlier, only added at the end, so it wasn't in fact chronologically then. But that is all, and my score was 146 of 999. The average score was 160 something, right? Well, that's unusual because I said I did better than 75% of users on this list. Unusual. Oh no, I didn't beat the average score of 161. Here you go. How does that make sense that I beat 75? Had more than 75% of users, but did not beat the average. Mathematically, I guess that makes sense. It feels weird. Anyway, there you have it. Oh, my throat. Oh my god, where did that go? There you have it. I played 146-ish of the 1001 games to play before you die. Which they've done. Apparently, there were some repeat entries, and that's why it's only at 999 on this list. But there were also a few where they did like Metal Gear Solid and then Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes. But I guess Twin Snakes is a bit more of a remake, so that's fair enough. But anyway, there's my list. Feel free to drop your numbers down in the below how many of these games you have played. My takeaway from this is there are so many games we have to play. But how better to get started on that than to end this video? So thank you so very much for coming around. Next video coming to the channel is gonna be some more Pikmin 4, and I hopefully will see you around. Admiral's gonna be out of here now. Peace. Raw materials and stuff. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Totally forgot that this could be a problem for you guys moving on here. So you guys can smash that. Now, carry all this back. It's interesting, the Pikmin that are left idle in this game, they don't immediately go to pick nearby things up, which I imagine they did on purpose to make it easier